Vietnam is a country with a rich and profound spiritual heritage that spans thousands of years, where Buddhism is not just a religion but an integral part of people's everyday lives. Across the entire nation, temples are not only sacred places of worship but also important centers preserving history, architecture, art, and the philosophical values of Vietnamese culture. Among the thousands of temples throughout the country, some stand out for their grand scale, breathtaking landscapes, and deep spiritual significance. 5 of the most notable temple complexes, Tu Pagoda, Hung Pagoda, Bai Dinh Pagoda, Vang Pagoda, and Tam Chuc Pagoda, have become iconic symbols, attracting millions of visitors and pilgrims each year. Nestled in the misty mountains of northern Vietnam's Quang Ninh province, Chùa Yen Tu, often referred to as Tu Pagoda, is one of the most sacred and historically significant spiritual destinations in the country. More than just a single temple, Tu is a vast complex of pagodas, shrines, and ancient towers scattered across a mountain range that has long been considered holy ground. For Vietnamese people, this is not only a place of worship but also a symbol of inner peace, national identity, and the deep connection between spirituality and everyday life. What makes Tu especially meaningful is its close association with Tran Nan Tong, a revered historical figure who was both a king and a spiritual leader. In the late 13th century, after successfully leading Vietnam to victory against Mongol invasions, he made the remarkable decision to step down from the throne. Instead of continuing a life of power and wealth, he chose a path of simplicity and spiritual awakening, retreating to the Tu Mountains to practice Buddhism. There, he founded the Truc Lam Zen sect, a uniquely Vietnamese school of Buddhism that emphasizes mindfulness, compassion, and living a balanced life in harmony with society. This story resonates deeply with many people, as it reflects a powerful message about letting go of worldly attachments and seeking a deeper sense of purpose. Visiting Tu is not just about sightseeing, it's about the journey itself. The experience typically begins at the foot of the mountain, where visitors pass through peaceful temple grounds and gradually make their way upward. Along the route, there are several important stops, including Jai On Pagoda, which is tied to a legend about royal attendants who remained loyal to the king, and Hoa Yen Pagoda, located halfway up the mountain. Hoa Yen once served as the main place where King Tran Nan Tong lived, meditated, and taught his disciples. Even today, it remains a spiritual center where visitors pause to reflect and take in the quiet beauty of the surroundings. As the path continues higher, the atmosphere becomes increasingly serene. Towering pine trees and bamboo forests line the stone steps, while the sounds of the outside world fade away. Many visitors choose to hike the entire route as a form of personal pilgrimage, embracing the physical challenge as part of a deeper spiritual experience. For those who prefer a more accessible option, a cable car system is also available, offering stunning panoramic views of the mountains and valleys below. Still, whether walking or riding, the sense of anticipation builds as you approach the summit. At the very top of the mountain sits Dong Pagoda, a small but iconic structure made entirely of bronze. Perched at an elevation of over 1,000 meters, about 3,300 feet, it is often surrounded by clouds, giving it an almost otherworldly appearance. Standing there, visitors are rewarded with breathtaking views that stretch far beyond the mountains, sometimes all the way to the distant plains. But more than the scenery, it's the feeling that leaves a lasting impression, a sense of calm, clarity, and connection that is hard to put into words. For many, reaching Dong Pagoda is not just a physical achievement but a symbolic moment of spiritual fulfillment. The natural landscape of Tu plays a major role in its appeal. Throughout the year, the mountain offers different moods and colors. In spring, it comes alive with festivals and blooming flowers. In summer, it provides a cool escape from the heat. In autumn, the air turns crisp and clear, and in winter, the mist creates a mysterious, almost mystical atmosphere. This ever-changing scenery enhances the spiritual experience, making each visit feel unique. One of the most important events held here is the Tu Festival, which begins shortly after the Lunar New Year and lasts for several months. During this time, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims and tourists from across Vietnam gather to pay their respects, offer prayers, and participate in traditional rituals. The energy is both vibrant and reverent, blending cultural celebration with deep spiritual devotion. It's a powerful reminder of how central places like Yen Tu are to Vietnamese life. Today, Yen Tu has been carefully preserved and developed to accommodate modern visitors while maintaining its sacred character. Facilities such as cable cars, rest areas, and guided tours make the site more accessible, especially for international travelers. At the same time, efforts have been made to protect the natural environment and historical structures, ensuring that future generations can continue to experience its beauty and significance. In essence, Chua Yen Tu is much more than a tourist destination. It is a place where history, culture, and spirituality come together in a truly meaningful way. For American visitors and others, next, we are coming to Hung Temple. Located about 60 kilometers southwest of Hanoi, Chua Hung, known in English as the Perfume Pagoda, is one of Vietnam's most famous and spiritually significant pilgrimage sites. Rather than being a single temple, it is a vast complex of shrines, pagodas, and sacred caves spread across a dramatic landscape of limestone mountains and lush valleys. For both locals and international visitors, the Perfume Pagoda offers a unique blend of natural beauty, cultural tradition, and deeply rooted spiritual practice. What makes the Perfume Pagoda especially memorable is that the journey to get there is just as important as the destination itself. Visitors begin their experience with a peaceful boat ride along the Yen Stream, a narrow, winding waterway that cuts through rice fields and towering limestone cliffs. Rowed by local boat operators, the small metal or wooden boats glide slowly across the calm water, creating a quiet, almost meditative atmosphere. Depending on the season, you might see blooming water lilies, flocks of birds, or farmers working in nearby fields. For many American travelers, this part of the journey feels like stepping into a completely different world, one that is slower, quieter, and more connected to nature. After the boat ride, visitors disembark and begin the ascent toward the main temples. This part of the journey can be done on foot or by cable car, depending on personal preference. Walking the path allows you to fully immerse yourself in the surroundings, passing through shaded trails, small shrines, and bustling market stalls selling local snacks and religious offerings. Along the way, you'll notice a mix of pilgrims and tourists, some dressed casually, others carrying incense and making their way up the mountain with quiet determination. The heart of the Perfume Pagoda complex is Hung Tich Cave, often referred to as the most beautiful cave in southern heaven. Reaching it involves climbing a series of stone steps carved into the mountainside. As you descend into the cave, the atmosphere changes dramatically. The temperature cools, the light dims, and the air becomes filled with the faint scent of incense. Inside, the cave opens into a large, cathedral-like space filled with natural rock formations that have been shaped over thousands of years. Many of these formations have been given symbolic names, such as Golden Tree, Silver Tree, or formations believed to bring luck, fertility, and prosperity. At the center of the cave sits a small but sacred altar dedicated to the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, known in Vietnam as Quan Am, a figure associated with compassion and mercy. Visitors often stop here to light incense, offer prayers, and reflect quietly. Even for those who are not religious, the atmosphere inside the cave is powerful. There's a sense of stillness and reverence that transcends language and belief. Another important site within the complex is Tam Chuc Pagoda, also known as the Heaven's Kitchen. This temple serves as a gateway to the rest of the pilgrimage and is often the first major stop after the boat ride. With its traditional Vietnamese architecture, curved roofs, wooden pillars, and open courtyards, it provides a beautiful introduction to the spiritual and cultural aesthetics of the region. The Perfume Pagoda is also home to one of the longest and most important religious festivals in Vietnam. The Hung Pagoda Festival begins shortly after the Lunar New Year and continues for several months, drawing hundreds of thousands of visitors from across the country. During this time, the area becomes lively and crowded, filled with the sounds of conversation, chanting, and temple bells. People come to pray for health, happiness, and success in the year ahead. For international visitors, witnessing this festival offers a rare and authentic glimpse into Vietnamese spiritual life and community traditions. What sets the Perfume Pagoda apart from many other religious sites is its seamless integration with nature. Unlike urban temples surrounded by city streets, this complex is deeply embedded in the landscape. The mountains, rivers, and caves are not just a backdrop, they are part of the spiritual experience itself. This connection reflects a broader aspect of Vietnamese culture, where nature and spirituality are often intertwined. In recent years, improvements such as cable cars and better infrastructure have made the site more accessible to tourists, including those from abroad. However, despite these modern additions, the essence of the Perfume Pagoda remains unchanged. It is still a place where people come to slow down, reflect, and reconnect with something deeper, whether that's their faith, their culture, or simply a sense of inner peace. For American audiences, visiting Chua Hung offers more than just a travel experience. It's an opportunity to step into a living tradition that has been passed down through generations, to witness how spirituality shapes daily life in Vietnam, and to appreciate a different way of seeing the world. Whether you're drawn by the stunning scenery, the cultural richness, or the spiritual atmosphere, the Perfume Pagoda leaves a lasting impression, one that stays with you long after the journey ends. Next, we are coming to Bai Dinh Temple. Located in the scenic northern province of Ninh Ben, Chua Bai Dinh, often referred to as Bai Dinh Pagoda, is one of the largest and most impressive Buddhist complexes in Southeast Asia. Set against a backdrop of dramatic limestone mountains, lush valleys, and peaceful lakes, Bai Dinh offers visitors a powerful combination of spiritual depth, cultural heritage, and architectural grandeur. For American travelers looking to understand Vietnam beyond its cities and beaches, this destination provides a unique window into the country's religious life and its deep-rooted connection to nature. Bai Dinh is not just a single temple but a vast complex that includes both an ancient pagoda area and a newly constructed section built in the early 21st century. The original, or old, Bai Dinh Pagoda, is tucked into the mountainside and dates back centuries. It is closely associated with Vietnam's early dynasties, particularly during the time of King Dinh Tien Hong, who is believed to have used the area for spiritual ceremonies and prayers for national prosperity. This older section has a quiet, almost hidden feel, with small shrines and cave temples that reflect a more traditional and intimate style of worship. In contrast, the newer Bai Dinh complex is massive in scale and designed to accommodate large numbers of visitors and pilgrims. As you approach the site, the first thing you notice is the sheer size of the architecture: wide stone pathways, towering gates, and expansive courtyards that seem to stretch endlessly. The design is rooted in traditional Vietnamese temple architecture, with curved tile roofs, wooden beams, and intricate carvings, but everything is built on a monumental scale that leaves a lasting impression. One of the most iconic features of Bai Dinh is its Arhat corridor, which is recognized as the longest corridor of its kind in Asia. Lined with more than 500 stone statues of Arhats, enlightened disciples of the Buddha, this walkway invites visitors to slow down and observe each figure closely. Every statue is unique, with different facial expressions and postures, symbolizing the wide range of human emotions and spiritual journeys. Walking through this corridor can feel almost meditative, as the repetition and detail encourage quiet reflection. Another highlight is the series of grand temple halls, including the Hall of the Three Times Buddhas and the Hall of the Dharma Lord. Inside, visitors are greeted by enormous bronze Buddha statues, some of the largest in Southeast Asia. These statues are not only impressive in size but also in craftsmanship, with smooth, polished surfaces and serene expressions that convey a sense of calm and authority. The interiors of these halls are spacious yet quiet, filled with the soft scent of incense and the gentle murmur of prayers. Beyond its architecture, what truly sets Bai Dinh apart is its setting. The entire complex is surrounded by natural beauty, towering limestone karsts, dense greenery, and reflective bodies of water. This landscape is part of the larger Trangan Scenic Complex, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its unique geology and cultural significance. The integration of the pagoda into this environment creates a sense of harmony between human construction and the natural world, a key theme in many aspects of Vietnamese philosophy and spirituality. Bai Dinh is also an important center for religious events. Each year, shortly after the Lunar New Year, the Bai Dinh Pagoda festival takes place, attracting thousands of pilgrims from across Vietnam. During this time, the complex comes alive with ceremonies, traditional music, and offerings. People come to pray for health, happiness, and success, making it not just a religious gathering but also a cultural celebration. For international visitors, witnessing this festival offers valuable insight into how spirituality continues to shape modern Vietnamese society. Despite its grandeur, Bai Dinh is designed to be accessible. Visitors can explore the complex on foot, by electric shuttle, or through guided tours that explain the historical and spiritual significance of each area. This makes it possible for people of all ages and physical abilities to experience the site comfortably. At the same time, there are plenty of quiet corners where one can step away from the crowds and take in the peaceful surroundings. For American audiences, Chùa Bai Dinh offers a different perspective on what a religious site can be. It's not just a place for worship. It's a destination where history, art, architecture, and nature come together in a meaningful way. It reflects a worldview that values balance, mindfulness, and respect for both the past and the environment. In the end, visiting Bai Dinh Pagoda is more than just a stop on a travel itinerary. It's an experience that invites you to slow down, observe, and reflect. Whether you're drawn by the scale of the architecture, the beauty of the landscape, or the quiet power of its spiritual atmosphere, Bai Dinh leaves a lasting impression, one that continues to resonate long after you've left its mountain paths behind. Next, we are coming to Ba Vang Temple. Perched on the slopes of Ton Dang Mountain in northern Vietnam's Quang Ninh province, Chùa Ba Vang, known as Ba Vang Pagoda, is one of the country's most prominent modern Buddhist centers. Surrounded by rolling hills and open sky, the pagoda offers a peaceful retreat from the fast pace of urban life, combining traditional spiritual values with a contemporary approach to community and practice. For American visitors, Ba Vang provides an accessible and meaningful introduction to how Buddhism is lived and experienced in Vietnam today. Although the site has historical roots, the pagoda you see today has been extensively rebuilt and expanded in recent years, resulting in a large, well-organized complex. Its most striking feature is the main hall, which is considered one of the largest temple halls in northern Vietnam. Designed in a traditional Vietnamese architectural style, the structure features sweeping tiled roofs, massive wooden pillars, and detailed carvings that reflect centuries-old craftsmanship. At the same time, the layout is spacious and modern, allowing it to host large gatherings, ceremonies, and educational events. What sets Ba Vang Pagoda apart from many older temples is its strong focus on community engagement and spiritual education. The pagoda regularly hosts meditation retreats, dharma talks, and cultural programs that attract people from all walks of life, including a large number of young participants. These events are designed to help individuals better understand Buddhist teachings and apply them to everyday life, reducing stress, building compassion, and developing a more mindful way of living. For international visitors, this creates an opportunity not just to observe, but to actively experience Vietnamese Buddhist practice in a welcoming environment. The natural setting of Ba Vang also plays an important role in its appeal. From the temple grounds, visitors can enjoy wide, unobstructed views of the surrounding mountains and valleys. The air is fresh, the atmosphere is quiet, and the sense of openness creates a calming effect almost immediately. Whether you're walking through the courtyards, sitting in silent reflection, or simply taking in the scenery, the environment encourages a slower, more thoughtful pace. Inside the temple, the atmosphere is serene and respectful. Visitors often light incense, offer prayers, or sit quietly in meditation. Even for those who are not religious, there is a noticeable sense of calm that makes it easy to pause and reflect. The combination of architecture, nature, and spiritual intention creates a space that feels both grounded and uplifting. In recent years, Chua Ba Vang has become an increasingly popular destination for both pilgrims and tourists. Its accessibility, modern facilities, and inclusive approach make it especially appealing to younger generations and international travelers. At the same time, it continues to preserve the core values of Vietnamese Buddhism: compassion, mindfulness, and a deep respect for life. For American audiences, Ba Vang Pagoda offers more than just a scenic stop. It provides insight into a living spiritual tradition that is actively evolving while staying rooted in its cultural heritage. It's a place where ancient teachings meet modern life, and where visitors... The final destination of today's journey is Tam Chuc Pagoda. Located in the peaceful countryside of northern Vietnam's Ha Nam province, Chua Tam Chuc, known as Tam Chuc Pagoda, is one of the largest Buddhist complexes in the world and a rising symbol of modern Vietnamese spirituality. Surrounded by a dramatic landscape of limestone mountains, vast lakes, and open skies, Tam Chuc offers visitors a unique experience where nature, architecture, and spiritual practice come together in perfect harmony. For American travelers, it's not just a place to visit, it's a destination that invites reflection, curiosity, and a deeper understanding of Vietnam's cultural identity. Tam Chuc is built on the site of an ancient pagoda believed to date back more than 1,000 years, though the current complex is a large-scale modern development. According to local tradition, the area is defined by a special feng shui formation described as 6 mountains in front and 7 behind, creating a natural balance that has long been considered spiritually powerful. This connection between geography and belief plays an important role in how the site is experienced. Everything feels intentional, from the layout of the buildings to the flow of movement through the landscape. The journey to Tam Chuc begins long before you reach the main temple halls. Visitors typically start by crossing a wide lake by boat or electric shuttle. As you move across the water, you'll see small limestone peaks rising like islands, giving the area a look often compared to Ha Long Bay, one of Vietnam's most famous natural wonders. The ride is quiet and scenic, offering a moment to slow down and take in the surroundings before entering the spiritual heart of the complex. Once you arrive, the scale of Tam Chuc becomes immediately apparent. Wide stone paths lead to a series of grand temple buildings, each constructed with traditional materials such as wood and stone, but on a monumental scale. The architecture reflects classic Vietnamese Buddhist design: curved roofs, layered structures, and intricate carvings, yet everything feels larger, more expansive, and carefully planned to accommodate thousands of visitors at a time. Among the most important structures are the Hall of Avalokiteshvara, the Hall of the Dharma Lord, and the Hall of the 3 Times Buddhas. Inside these halls, visitors encounter massive statues that represent different aspects of Buddhist teaching. These figures are crafted with remarkable detail and placed in open, airy spaces that enhance their presence without overwhelming the viewer. The interiors are calm and respectful, often filled with the soft glow of natural light and the subtle scent of incense. One of the most distinctive features of Tam Chuc is its collection of stone relief panels, many of which are made from volcanic rock. These panels line the walls of the temple halls and depict scenes from the life of the Buddha, as well as broader teachings about compassion, wisdom, and the nature of human existence. For visitors unfamiliar with Buddhist philosophy, these visual stories offer an accessible way to engage with complex ideas, turning a walk through the temple into a kind of quiet educational journey. Beyond the buildings, the natural environment plays a central role in shaping the experience. The surrounding mountains create a sense of enclosure and protection, while the open lake reflects the sky, adding light and space to the landscape. The air is clean, the atmosphere is peaceful, and the overall effect is one of balance, between human creation and the natural world, between movement and stillness. Tam Chuc has also gained international recognition as the host of the 2019 United Nations Day of Vesak, a major global Buddhist celebration that brought together thousands of delegates from around the world. This event helped position the site not only as a national landmark but also as a place of global spiritual significance. It demonstrated Vietnam's growing role in the international Buddhist community and highlighted the country's ability to preserve tradition while embracing modern development. Despite its size and popularity, Tam Chuc is designed to remain accessible and welcoming. Visitors can explore the complex at their own pace, choosing to walk, take a shuttle, or join guided tours that explain the meaning behind each structure. There are quiet corners for reflection as well as open spaces for gathering, making it suitable for both individual travelers and large groups. For American audiences, Chua Tam Chuc offers a compelling contrast to more familiar religious sites. It's not defined by a single building or moment, but by an entire landscape shaped by centuries of belief and modern vision. It reflects a way of thinking that values harmony, mindfulness, and connection, to nature, to community, and to something greater than oneself. In the end, a visit to Tam Chuc Pagoda is less about checking off a destination and more about experiencing a different rhythm of life. It's a place where time seems to slow down, where the noise of the outside world fades, and where even a short visit can leave a lasting sense of calm and perspective. If you enjoy discovering the hidden beauty of Vietnam, like this video. Leave a comment, which place amazed you the most. Subscribe for more hidden gems of Vietnam. Your support helps us share Vietnam's culture with the world.